Sorry mate guys, just come out of a crisis meeting. How was it? Oh, still here.
I absolutely love that interview from Graham Potter, and then a few weeks later he was sacked, and that just sums up Chelsea Football Club with these current owners, because one thing is certain one week and then the next week the opposite is happening, but at least the guys gave everything. Moment, there is apparently a civil war between Boehly and Eghbali in the current moment, because they have different opinions, they have conflicting visions of the future of Chelsea, and I think this has been boiling under the ground for a while now, and it has eventually came up to the surface now, and it has been revealed to all of us. To get further briefings and breaking news to get more information what's going on, but this is not a good look. It's absolutely embarrassing, and I guess this was always going to happen, because if you are a consortium, if you are too many people that wants to have a say, you will always have different egos, different opinions, different ways of how you want to take the project, so-called project, forward. And some of us fans, I guess, always expected this, and now it has happened. So I'm going to try and break down all that I can find what has happened, and I'm going to try to give you my thoughts and opinions around it. So before I continue any further and dive deeper, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, and hit that note bell. Sources I'm using is from Sky Sports, Cave, and The Telegraph. We're starting with why Boehly and Eghbali has been falling out. Why there is a fallout. Boehly and Eghbali are believed to have a conflicting visions for the future of Chelsea over a number of issues, both on and off the pitch. According to Sky Sports, Boehly is unsure of the current recruitment strategy being implemented by Eghbali. Boehly is also thought to have reservations over the fact that no significant progress had been made by redeveloping Stamford Bridge. Now we're breaking here, and we're getting first the two reasons. Boehly is not sure with the recruitment strategy, and he's angry that there hasn't been any further development with the new stadium or redeveloping the bridge, because that's something they were going to do as soon as possible. They took over Chelsea, and it has gone now 2 years and it has stagnated. There hasn't been any progress, and of course Boehly is then going to ask questions. What is going on here? We agreed upon this, that we were gonna build a stadium. Why isn't anything developing? And the recruitment strategy has also been shocking, and Boehly should not have anything to say here, in my opinion, because he was the first one to act as an interim sporting director despite not having any experience whatsoever in football. And sure, he brought in experienced guys, but he put them in crazy wages that they did not deserve. And he was also angry about Tuchel not wanting to accept signing Neymar and not signing Ronaldo, because they were gonna sell a lot of shirts and all this kind of stuff. But Tuchel has a specific style of play, and he needs specific players, and Ronaldo, Neymar was not going to be the answer for it. If you are a manager, you need to get the players that suiting your style of play. I mean, what's the point of being a manager if you're getting players you never asked for? So Boehly made massive mistakes in the market as well, but maybe he had more of the right intentions than an Eghbali. I can understand that. Hopefully Boehly has learned from his mistakes, maybe. But Eghbali's transfer strategy has been all over the place. We got really lucky that Palmer and Gusto turned out well, and perhaps Caicedo and Madueke, you can say, and Jackson. But what about the rest of the 40 players they have purchased? Now, Todd Boehly was the first one that was getting in the signings. Then he stepped down and Boehly and Eghbali took over with his newly recruited sporting directors. And they were implementing an under 25 policy, which meant we were only going to sign players under 25 and they were going to be signed on death row contracts. And they were implementing a wage cap as well, which really made it difficult for us to buy those elite players because they want those high wages. And ever since, we made scattergun approaches in every window. They said they were gonna have a 4 or 5 transfer window strategy and everything was gonna be put into place. We're still missing an elite goalkeeper, center back. Enzo maybe hasn't worked out so far. I will talk about him in another video. And we don't have an elite striker. We're missing a spine in this team. So the recruitment has completely failed and we bought so many youngsters we never heard of for so many millions that hasn't worked out whatsoever. I can name few of them. Mihailo Mudryk, complete waste of money so far. Badia Chile was an unnecessary purchase. Petrovic, Slonina, Casadei. I can go on and then we're gonna sit up the whole night if I'm gonna name all of them. But Eghbali has got wrong in terms of transfer in the majority of transfers. So I understand why Boehly is asking questions in terms of the recruitment strategy and the development of Stamford Bridge. Boehly feels his relationship with Eghbali's Clear Lake has become unsustainable and is seeking a resolution to prevent the situation from getting any worse. Eghbali and Clear Lake have no desire whatsoever to sell their shares. They currently own 61.5% stake, which give them primary control. The rest of the percentage is split between Boehly, Mark Waters and Hans Jurwis. Clear Lake would be interested in buying Boehly's 13% stake if he wished to walk away from the club. However, according to the Telegraph, Boehly is very confident in raising sufficient capital, around £2.5 billion, to attempt a takeover and buy Clear Lake out of Chelsea. They add that it seems certain Chelsea's ownership structure will change before 2027, although it remains to be seen who will stay and who will walk away. I guess Clear Lake has the strongest power here because they have 61.5% stake in Chelsea. So what is Boehly going to do? Is he going to sell a stake or is he going to try and raise funds to buy Clear Lake out if they're getting significant profit? Perhaps, maybe he's contacting the Saudis. That could happen, so we can only wait and see what the future holds and how things is going to develop, but it's going to be very difficult for Boehly to buy Clear Lake out. There have been other things in the club they haven't agreed upon in terms of sacking and hiring managers. They both have got it completely wrong there, and they were so certain we were going to get Champions League football. We have missed out on that. And some people is trying to take a sign here, like, do you prefer Boehly or Eghbali? And honestly, for me, I would just get rid of both of them. Get them all out, because they are all responsible for destroying Chelsea and sucking out the passion from the Chelsea fans. I mean, they have created a toxicity by implementing an unproven strategy in football and being so arrogant and naive, and they've never been vocal and clarifying for the fans what their true project is all about. For me, it's all about making money. You're buying in young guys, raising them their value and then selling them later on. They already proven that, and Clear Lake is an investment firm, and that's literally all they care about. Eghbali has even been vocal in interviews that he doesn't think results on the pitch is that important. You can still make a tons of money. Just look at Brighton's model. I wouldn't take any of their side. I despise them all. However, if one could, the only thing that would change my mind if they were admit they have done wrong and actually proving with actions that they're trying to change course by getting in an elite manager, new sporting directors, getting in experienced guys. They need to remove the wage cap. They need to remove the under 25 policy. You're not going to be a successful club by just having youngsters around. That has never happened in football, and it's very unlikely it's going to happen in the future. If that is the case and we manage to be successful, of course I would be happy, and I would really be happy if I could be proven wrong. But we are 2 years into the project and a few months, and it has all gone south. We missed out on Champions League football and trophies for 2 seasons now, and we have gone through 4 managers and 2 interim managers. It's really embarrassing. The project has changed twice, and that just tells that they don't even trust each other in terms of their decision makings and their strategy for the future. If you want to make Chelsea successful, there has to be maximum 1-2 guys that is deciding. Hopefully only one, and they're gonna hire 1 sporting director, 1 technical director, maybe 1 head scout, head of recruitment, and they only going to allow the football people to make decisions, and it has to be people that actually are on elite level and knows what it takes to build a real winning team. Of course, as an owner, I understand you want to make money in football too. But there is different ways you can go about it. You can also be successful winning trophies while also making profit. Why not come to a compromise and make both happen? Now, if Boehly and Eghbali could admit they were wrong and implement a new strategy and be more vocal about the project, then I would be a very happy man. But is that honestly going to happen when it hasn't happened at all whatsoever? Also just hired yes men into the job that has no power in the transfer market, and I feel really bad for all the managers we have had, including Potter, Pochettino, now Enzo Maresca. How can you be a successful manager if you're not getting players that suits your style of play? I'm not saying a manager should always get every player they want, but it should be a real collaboration, not a fake one that these owners is putting out in media. These owners is all about PR. I've never seen this amount of PR in my whole life. Few reasons why Boehly and Eghbali has fall out with each other and see things completely different. And I think that relationship, those bridges has already been burned. It's going to be very difficult to repair it. There's going to be changes on owner level in the nearest future. And what's really sad is that this will apparently, most likely, affect Enzo Maresca and the players. And we could see a downfall here. We shouldn't be too surprised if we see it and performances dip and we're losing games. And can I then honestly blame Enzo and the players? I'm not gonna be too hard on them because this goes far beyond results and performances when the owners are literally having a civil war with each other. If it wasn't for Russia deciding to declare a war against Ukraine, and if it wasn't for that we had a Russian owner, we would have never been sanctioned by the UK government, and we would still been a successful football club. I firmly believe that. So it's crazy how things have turned out. And yeah, that's my thoughts around the video. Let me know how you feel in the comments down below, and I happily read it. And I thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'm out. Peace.